So bear with me because I'm laying in bed right now. It's not the most attractive and most professional environment, but I thought I would make a video. Let's try this. Yeah, that works better. Thought I'd detail a video of a little bit more structure of what it is that I'm about to be embarking on. This is something that I've done multiple times on this journey, which is kind of what I mentioned in the last video. If you're only seeing this, in my last video I mentioned that I'm entering a new stage. I'm transitioning out of an old state of being into a new state of being. And as I also mentioned, a lot of the things that I'm transitioning into are things that I've done before, but the habits just didn't stick, or I was trying different things, and now I know exactly what it is that I'm looking for and what it is that I want in my life. So today's Sunday, and I usually take the leap on days like today, where I take today to almost prep for the week ahead. I know a lot of people prep on Sunday for the week ahead, but for me, it's setting up, getting the things in place ready for the week. So I'm scheduling, I'm laying out what my week looks like. I am going to write out what my meals are as well. I think that's something that I've learned helps with improving from a cooking standpoint and from a using all your food standpoint. Is if you know what you're cooking throughout the week, then you won't waste food and you'll get better at. And for me, I wouldn't say I waste food, but sometimes I forget what I even have in the fridge. You can look, but I share a fridge with three other people, so it does get a little messy. The point that I'm getting at is structuring. So I'm structuring my meals. I'm structuring, I don't know, just how I want to compartmentalize my life now, to make for balance. I may have mentioned in the last video, I'm certain I mentioned in the last video that I break my life into 4 compartments: personal and internal, entrepreneurship, creative and expressive, and love and life. So everything in my life falls into one of those 4 things. I don't need to dive into it. Those are self-explanatory. But I recognize that the average person should sleep 8 hours of sleep every night. And that leaves 16 hours in a day. And I have 4 compartments, 16 hours. Well, why not just break it up into 4 segments of 4? Obviously, it doesn't have to be rigid, like the moment the clock stops, I have to switch into the next one. But it's maybe something that I can do is to just block off 4, like there's 4 parts to my day. Right now, or better yet, over the last year, it really was just like wake up, lay in bed, work, maybe get outside for a little bit, spend time in bed, fall asleep. And it's like, I'm kind of tired of that. And a lot of it's due to coronavirus and people not really socializing as much. But I want to make the switch into those 4. Basically, I want to have a little more just certainty with those 4 segments. So, for example, like the personal and internal, do that in the morning. Then shift into entrepreneurship, which would just basically be business. And then switch into creative and expressive, and then switch into love and life. So a good example of how this could play out in a day, and I'm trying to start a 6 a.m. lifestyle and get in bed by 10 p.m. So 6 to 10, or 10 to 6 is 8 hours sleep. And the main reason for that is less along the lines of the 6 a.m. and more along the lines of having a set time to go to bed, because I have a tendency sometimes to go to bed at 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and it's like I wake up and I have to start doing business right when I wake up. And I don't really like that, because I roll out of bed around 10, 11, and already behind on the standard workday. But even for my own workday, start at 10 even, I don't want to like wake up and roll right into work. So it's not that I want the morning lifestyle, I just want to be better at sleep, and prioritizing rest instead of like staying up late and working. So, and I want to also just be more of an energized person. I think getting up early and when I go to bed actually falling asleep because I'm just naturally tired, I think that's going to play a huge role in things. So a good way of how things would look is get up and go to the gym and do a workout, and then come back, or maybe while I'm at the gym or when I get back, do a cold shower. And then I think then, sorry, I got a notification. Then shift into, sorry, this is going to be a really slow video. Clearly a little off today, but where was I? Go to the gym, cold shower, and then meditate. Ironic, because I could use that right now. And then do the Wim Hof method. Or maybe do Wim Hof method before, but either way. Sorry, I skipped a whole step. Okay, so let's just speed run this. Get up, make my bed, drink water, take supplements, go to the gym, and then cold shower there, or cold shower at home. Then I would probably do eat breakfast, and then do the Wim Hof method, and then meditate, and then set intentions for my day. That's what I want to do for the personal and internal. That's the first stage. And then I'm telling myself 10 a.m. for work, but it could be 9. I usually call Nick, my business partner, at 9, but I can see us shifting that to 10 if we do it right. If I get into this lifestyle, absolutely. It's better than waking up at 10 or 11. So, and I only mentioned, like, we used to call at 9, like, a couple months ago, but I've been sleeping in lately. That's why I mentioned the whole 10, 11, 12 o'clock is usually when I get to work. But I want to get better at that. So when it comes to business, this is actually a key part, is that 10 o'clock to, let's say, 2 o'clock, that 4-hour segment. I don't want to have my phone used for anything but work. So no YouTube, no really nothing, except for phone calls and maybe texting for business purposes, or calling Nick. Other than that, I don't think I really want to have my phone on me. I just want to be lasered in. And it's just one of those things where it's like, I can get more done in a 4-hour period sometimes than an 8-hour period. Because in an 8-hour period, you think you have all day. But in a 4-hour period, it's like, I have this time and this time only to get stuff accomplished. That's what my goal is with that. Because I think I'll get a lot more accomplished if I just say, hey, 4-hour day. I promise you, I'll get so much more done if I just give myself that push. And it's not to say I'm only working for 4 hours, because that's where the next segment comes in. That's more like client relationships, sales, business deals, that kind of stuff. And then in the afternoon, so like 2 to 6, I'd work on creative and expressive. So I would create YouTube content. I would create business Instagram content. I would create just general business content. So it could be blog writing. It could be expressive based things. It could be community networks things. I would even toss tutoring in there, mainly because that's the time frame when the tutoring takes place. But I also consider that creative and expressive. Teaching is expressive. So yeah, it's entrepreneurial, but it's more on like the outward aspect of it. So that's the third segment, and that would include adventuring, that would include video, like that just is, I see that as it needs to be a bigger compartment in my life. Because I not only now, but because I used to spend a lot more time on it, and now it's like I want to recreate. I need to reprioritize creative and expressive. So there's that, and then finally, love and life. So this can be, I'm opening myself back up to having to seeking a girlfriend or a partner kind of thing. Like I'm opening myself back up to that. I kind of closed off. Not entirely. I've been dating here and there, but I've been hesitant because it's like I need somebody who can keep up with my pace in business, and my lifestyle. But lately, in the last couple of months, I've really opened things back up because I'm starting to feel like I have the space for it. I have the time, especially if I structure and allocate time for this. So 6 to 10, I want to open up to family, friends, and relationships. That's calling my friends. That's calling my family members. That's going on dates, hanging out with friends, hanging out with my roommates, all that stuff. I want to have such, and this is the reason why I want structure is for freedom. I think that's so silly because structure is usually a thing that we feel enslaved to. And don't get me wrong, I'll still go with the flow with a lot of it, but I feel like I will have more freedom to live the life that I've always wanted to live if I have a sense of rigidity of, because right now I have almost too much freedom in my life. I built my own business so I could have freedom. That's the most important trait to my life. That's what I strive for. That's what I created. And I'm at the stage where it's like, well, I can make a sales call tomorrow. And at any given time, whenever we're like money tight, I will go out and just make some sales and we'll be back to normal again. And it's like, I don't really want to live that life anymore because it's like, I'd rather from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. go really, really hard at sales. And then when I'm done with that, just be done with it for the day and then move into the next stage. And I feel like having personal and internal sets my day up on a good trajectory because I've already given time for myself, which is a very important aspect of my life. So it's like having these 4 compartments in the order that they're in too, because I should prioritize entrepreneurship before creative and expressive. Because one makes me sales, the other one, I mean, both of them make me sales, but you get what I'm saying, I think. So, and it's not to say I can't take a sales call at 6 p.m. It's not to say that I can't take a sales call during creative and expressive. It's not to say that I can't have a little bit more flow to it. But I just want to really mentally get in my head that I am allocating time for all 4 compartments of my life. So yeah, I just wanted to dive into that because that's what I'm structuring with right now. And there's other little cool things that I want to do with that. One is, because all of this, I'm really doing this as a test to creating a lifestyle, creating a way of being. One thing that I want to toss in there as well is I want to try, and this is just playful, this is just me being ritualistic, is to, in my morning shower, do a cold shower. It's energizing, it's livening. And then at the end of the day, I want to wash it all away with a warm shower. So that's another thing that I want to toss in there too, because I think that's important. One of my manifestation notes, one of my channelings from, I think probably close to 2 years ago, that's really stuck with me is, quote, "The waters of heaven will cleanse you." And since then, I've really gotten into cold showers. And I'm telling you, if I'm ever having an off day, the best thing, the most clarity, the most empowered, the most alive state that I find myself is when I'm in cold showers. Because, I mean, naturally, it triggers adrenaline, but it just brings you to life. So I want to start every single day off with a cold shower. Because there'll be days, like I mentioned, those 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock roll out of bed days, where I won't go and shower right away. I'll go and I'll sit at my desk and I'll ponder and I'll wait to get working. I'll just, I have to get to work. And then the moment I go and take a cold shower, it's like I'm back. It's like it's clarity. I know what to do. Let's tackle this. And yeah, I feel like I got to start my day off every single day like that. Even so, like those 3 things in that personal and internal, actually 4 main things. The gym is super energizing, and just generally working out is energizing. And then the cold shower, the meditation, and then the Wim Hof method, which is the breathing technique. That is also energizing. It's like I want to combo all of that together into just getting my day set up on the right trajectory. So I tossed that in, and because the biggest thing for me lately over the last, for 2020, and me being in my mid-20s, is like energy is not as available as it used to be, like personal energy. And I say 2020 specifically because this is the COVID year, and that's when it's probably gonna be COVID years, but it got us in our homes, and it got us real comfortable. Like, literally, look at me right now. I'm chilling in bed. Like, honestly, what the hell am I doing? But it's Sunday. I'm just planning my week out. It's kind of cold outside, too. But the point that I'm getting at is I want to have higher levels of energy. So one last thing to toss in this video to tie into that energy thing is I'm also changing my diet, but I'm already at like 17 minutes, so I'm gonna save that for another. I mean, that's something I'm gonna be documenting and what the thing I appreciate about this whole YouTube channel is I'm almost treating it like, as I shift back into the lifestyle that I'm creating, I also want to document that change, because where I'm at currently, poor diet, I shouldn't say currently, I should say even a week ago, because I've already started improving, but I was at a poor diet, low energy, poor sleep schedule, car broke down, didn't have an emergency fund. I've been building an emergency fund, but it's not a stable state. And I've been out of meditative practice. I haven't done Wim Hof method in probably a month, still haven't. There's a lot of things that I use regularly for making me feel alive that I haven't done in a while. So I'm documenting this transition back into that lifestyle and into that way of being. So just a not so quick video, about 20-minute video of breaking down those 4 segments of my life. And honestly, anyone can use those. Those are pretty universal archetypes. Maybe you change the word entrepreneurship with career, and then it's just about the same. And you can maybe make creative and expressive, that could be like a just creative outlet. I don't know. I think everyone should have a creative outlet outside of work. So whether it's a passion project or a business or a startup or whatever it is that you're doing outside of your work, I think that everyone needs to do something creatively. So I feel free to use those 4 archetypes to your day and to your life. Yeah, I can even dive into why I pick those and why I choose 4 archetypes. That gets into like alchemy and into tarot. So I'll save that for another video. But thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Peace.